Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany. I am a wife and a mother and a lover of all things makeup and skincare. So today I am so excited because I'm going to be doing the 21 questions tag. This was originally created by Ali Glines and it is so much fun to watch. I've been watching so many of the 21 questions tag videos and I just had to try it out for myself. These questions are like super fun, so if you haven't done this and you are a content creator, please consider yourself tagged. I would love to see some more 21 question tag videos because I'm like obsessed with them right now. Question one is, what is the oldest makeup product in your collection? So I actually have like two. So this is technically the oldest product in my collection. This is the Disney Alisu The Looking Glass palette from Urban Decay. And it opens up like this. It has a little butterfly. Let me try to get it open for you guys so you can see. Oh goodness. So yeah, it's got a little butterfly and then the palette is in this little drawer here. And yeah, this is what the palette looks like. But I say that I have two because this is the oldest palette in my collection, but it is not one that I currently use. So the only reason I still have this palette in my collection is because I got it on my honeymoon. Me and my husband will have been married for 5 years coming up here in May, so it is like a 5-year-old palette. I would definitely not feel comfortable using these shades on my eyes, but I literally cannot get rid of it because of that memory. It just makes me like so happy to think of that time when we were in Disney for our honeymoon. I had to pick up this palette in Disney Springs in Disney World because like we were there. Like how could I not pick up this like Alice in Wonderland palette while we were on our honeymoon in Disney World? So yeah. This is technically the oldest product in my collection, but I don't feel comfortable using it. So it's basically just for like decor now. The actual oldest palette or the oldest product that I have in my collection that I'm still currently using is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. Yeah, this palette is super old. I probably honestly shouldn't even be using this on my eyes, but I still am. I think one day eventually I will probably end up like swapping this out for a nice clean new one, but today's not that day. I do really love this palette though, and I'm not ready to give it up yet, even though it's probably like 3.5 years old, maybe 4 years old. She's old, but I love her nonetheless. So question two is, what is your most recent makeup purchase? And mine technically is the Peachy Queen Don't Mess With Texas palette. I just ordered that from their website. I am a Texas girl. I was born and raised in Houston. So when I saw that palette, I was like, I need it. I won't lie to you guys, I broke my low buy for it and I have zero regrets about it at all. The color story is just so much fun. It's perfect. So I'm super excited to have that in my collection. But the newest product that I purchased that I just got in, I actually just today got this in. That is the Club Nebula palette from Kaleidos and Angelica Nyquist. I'm so sorry. I know I've totally butchered her name, but this is the color story. Can we talk about it for a second? Is this not the most gorgeous palette you've ever seen in your entire life? I can't even believe how stunning it is. I can't. It's so pretty. So I ordered this actually back when it first launched and it just got to me mostly because of the winter storm that happened here in Texas. All of our roads were like iced over, and then on top of that, a lot of us here in Houston, our power was out for like a really long time. Like my power at this house was out for 36 hours. So yeah, I know that the post office, their power was out for a few days as well. It was a very stressful time here in Texas. So it just now got to me. But I don't even care. I'm so excited. I actually played with it for the first time today because I literally got it. I got it, took pictures of it, took swatches of it, and then did this makeup look all within like an hour. I was so excited. So yeah, that is what I got on my eyes today. And then with that order, I decided to also pick up one of their Space Age highlighters. This is in Ray Rider. So beautiful. Oh my gosh. So I have that as highlighter today. I don't know if you could really tell because of the lighting in here, but Such a gorgeous highlighter. Oh. So yeah, these technically aren't the newest products that I purchased, but these are the ones that I just got the most recently, and I'm so excited to play with them. So yeah, I will be doing lots of looks with this. You can check them out on my Instagram because I will definitely be doing a lot of looks. If you guys would like to see on YouTube a like 3 looks, 1 palette with this, let me know. I just don't know if that's something that you guys would be interested in, but I would definitely be willing to do it because I could probably do about like 300 different looks with this palette. It's just the color story is everything. So beautiful. Number 3 is, what is the first makeup product you ever used? The first product that I can remember using was either the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara or the CoverGirl Cheekers blush. I remember specifically using those 2 products when I was like in middle school and in high school. So those were like the oldest ones that I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, definitely I was obsessed with the CoverGirl Cheekers blushes. I actually like was just thinking, oh, I've never like finished a blush before. But then I remembered back in high school, I 100% finished a CoverGirl Cheekers blush. So just went and lied to myself. Alright, so question 4 is, what is a makeup trend that you used to love but now you hate? And for me, that is like a super contoured like face. I used to do that look constantly, but I just feel like it looks, I never was able to like do it correctly, so it looks so obvious that I have like just like a stripe of contour. And every time that I try to like really contour my nose, it always looked rough. I still do put bronzer on my nose, but I don't try to like actually contour it. I just kind of like put it all over my nose and just hope for the best. I got a big nose, so I gotta do something for it. But yeah, I'm not super into the contoured look anymore, which is really funny because that was like my go-to. Alright, so question 5 is, what is a makeup trend you used to hate but now you love? So for me, that would definitely be the glossy lip. I hated lip glosses, guys. I hated how like sticky and goopy they were. But lip glosses have definitely come a very long way in the past few years, and now I am a gloss girl. I love a good gloss, which is just so funny because like literally 3 years ago, Brittany would have been like, it's disgusting. Look at your glossy lips. Why don't you want a matte lip? They stay on forever, but now I don't really care if a lipstick stays on forever. It's not my top priority. I can always reapply it. So yeah, that is a trend that I used to hate, but now I love. Number 6 is, what is your favorite step in your makeup routine? And for me, it's definitely eyeshadow. I just absolutely love to do my eyeshadow. I feel the most creative when I'm doing it. That is something that really like made me obsessed with makeup, was once I realized like all of the cool looks that I could do with eyeshadow. I didn't start with eyeshadow, but I definitely feel like the reason that I'm still as obsessed with makeup as I was like 5 years ago is because of eyeshadow. I absolutely love, and I love seeing all of the like cool, unique trends that are happening with eyeshadow and then like trying to replicate them for myself. I'm definitely not as good as like most of the other people on like the Instagram space and all of that, but it's just fun to try out new things with eyeshadow. It's an outlet for me. Sometimes I will just fully do an eye look and like right before I'm going to bed and then just like wipe it off. Like I just absolutely love to play with eyeshadow. Alright, number 7 is, what is a makeup product that you can't live without? For me, honestly, as like funny as it is because I've been watching other people's videos and they have very different answers for me, but for me it's mascara. Like honestly, some days when I'm not wearing any makeup whatsoever, I will still throw on a mascara. I noticed a lot of people were saying like brow products and things like that, but I have pretty bushy brows as it is, so that's not something that I need. I could pretty much live without most other makeup products, but mascara is something that I just feel like makes me look just slightly more put together if I throw on a mascara really quickly. So that's my choice. We all have different choices though. We all have different things that we love and feel are most beautiful in, and for some reason whenever I put on a mascara I'm like, oof, looking good now. All right, so number 8 is what sparked your love of makeup. So it's really funny, but what sparked my love of makeup is I ended up having a terrible acne scar. I still kind of have it. It's going away now, but it was really, really bad about 5 years ago. Yeah, it was just this really horrible red scar, and it like covers like most of my cheek area. It's really, really bad. Especially back then, it was horrible. So the whole reason that I got into makeup to begin with is because I was trying to find a full coverage foundation to cover it up. So I didn't really realize that if I just like had a good skincare routine, it would eventually like start fading on its own, although I guess it's been 5 years and it's still not completely gone, so it's probably a smart choice for me to figure out foundations. So basically I bought a Too Faced foundation and an Urban Decay foundation, and then I started watching YouTube videos because I could not figure out how to apply my foundation without it looking all streaky and weird. So I started watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos of like tutorials of how to apply foundation and all of that, and then that started leading me into other things, and yeah, I ended up becoming like addicted to the YouTube makeup space, and that's what sparked my love of makeup, and now here I am 5 years later on YouTube myself. All right, number 9 is what is the worst makeup look you've ever done? I will pop one up on the screen. I can't really think of one off the top of my head, but I have had some rough makeup looks over the years, so I will make sure to show you guys my alpha makeup look. Is she beautiful? Probably not. But there were some times when I was like first really getting into makeup that were like really rough. Actually, I probably know what I popped up on the screen. There was this look. I was trying to do like a Houston, Texas inspired look, and it was rough. Like there was like no blending whatsoever. I was trying to play with color. You guys know I love to play with color, but back then I didn't really know what I was doing. So if I could find that picture, it's rough. Just, yeah, it's bad. All right, number 10 is what is your favorite makeup look you've ever done? Same thing, I'm not quite sure at what I will pop up on the screen. I have quite a few makeup looks that I love, but I love a good halo eye. Like, halo eyes are just so much fun to do, and I absolutely love the way that they turn out. I definitely love all of my like green eye looks. Those are always super fun, so I will pop up 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of my favorite eye looks. I also love when I do something creative, so yeah. Here they are, since my brain cannot function and I can't remember anything. All right, number 11 is what is your favorite drugstore makeup product? So this I guess wouldn't technically be drugstore, but ColourPop's eyeshadows are just so good. They are worth the hype that they get, especially for the price tag. They are so, so good. The shimmers especially are incredible. The mattes blend really well. Pretty much any ColourPop palette that you get, you'll probably be pretty happy as long as you like the color story. But since that's not technically drugstore, I wanted to also include the Milani Silky Matte Bronzing Powder. I have the shade number 1, which is in Sunlight. This bronzer is so good. I really do wish that they would have some more shades, but I really enjoy this formula quite a lot. So if you have not tried it, I will say it's probably my favorite bronzer at the drugstore. All right, number 12 is what is your favorite splurge makeup product? For me, that would definitely be the Natasha Denona Love Palette. I just feel like this palette is so, so, so gorgeous. It was a hefty price tag. It's $65 for this palette, and I won't lie, when I first saw it I was like, I really want this, but I don't know if I am willing to spend $65. And then my husband was like, it's Valentine's Day, you better get it for yourself, because he's horrible at picking out makeup products for me. Like, even if I show him like this is the palette I want, he struggles so hard going into like Sephora and all of that. So yes, I went into Sephora pre-pandemic and picked this up last year for Valentine's Day, and I'm so glad that I did. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette, and I use it quite a lot. Did you guys expect this much story time from me? Because I did not. I kind of thought I would like fly through this, but I'm at 19 minutes of recording. I'm sure after I like edit it down, it'll be quite a bit shorter, but I'm only on question 12, so it's gonna be a long one. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so number 13 is what is your most repurchased makeup product, and I'm sure you guys have already figured this out, but it is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Guys, this is just my go-to brow pencil. I have never tried anything that I've loved as much as this. I have probably gone through like 10 or 12 of these at this point. They're so good. I go through like about 4 a year, I believe, around that much. So yeah, it's so good. I used to try to find alternatives or find better high-end ones, and there's just nothing that I've loved as much as I've loved the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Number 14 is what is your earliest makeup memory, and I won't lie to you guys, I can't think of very many off of the top of my head. So I'm going to tell you one that is not very old, but that's fine. So back in high school, I never really went into Sephora. I pretty much just like shopped from the local grocery store. Basically, that's pretty much it. But I had a friend, she was my best friend in high school, and she is now my sister-in-law, so if you're watching, hi Lauren. I'm talking about you, girl. But we actually went to the mall, and she went into Sephora, and it had been my first time ever going into Sephora, and I swear my mind was blown. Cause like first I was like, oh, this is like so fancy, and then I saw the price tags and I was like, excuse you, $30 for a foundation? Do you know you can get one of those for $6? Why would you do that? Why would you spend that much money? Little did I know that Brittany in the future would become so obsessed with Sephora and shop there regularly and spend hundreds of dollars sometimes on hauls. Not so much anymore now that I'm on a low buy. Thank goodness for that. Because I used to do like $100 Sephora hauls fairly regularly. My bank account, she must have been crying. Whew. Anyway, but yeah, so that was like my oldest makeup memory that I could think of off the top of my head, was my first like luxury makeup journey. And it was actually really funny because she then, for my birthday that like next year, got me a few makeup products, like a Too Faced blush and then an Urban Decay single shadow, and oh my gosh, was I obsessed with those. Oh, for years. And that was because I honestly, back then I didn't wear a ton of makeup, so they lasted me for years. It's so funny to like think of myself back then because I just was not like a makeup enthusiast at all. It really wasn't until about 5 years ago that I really became obsessed with makeup. It's just so funny to think about that because my gosh, do I spend a lot of money on makeup now. Number 15 is where's your favorite place to shop for makeup? I don't really have like a favorite place. I've been really enjoying shopping from like indie brands websites recently, but I love Ulta and Sephora for different reasons. I mean, obviously I love Sephora's like point system. I feel like that's really, really good, but Sephora has really amazing brands that you can't find at Ulta, so it's kind of hard for me to pick, but yeah. I love it all. I love going to Target. Like, that is so much fun to go to Target and shop, especially because they've been getting some like really awesome brands recently. Number 16 is what is the most underrated makeup product that you own? And I picked these Kaja Beauty Bento Trios. I have the shade Chocolate Dahlia, and I feel like these are just so incredibly underrated, and I don't know why, especially because right now like the trend is these smaller palettes with like 3 or 4 shades. So these are 3 shades. This one comes with 1 shimmer and then 2 mattes, but other ones come with different variations and all of that. But the formula of these eyeshadows are absolutely incredible. And like once we can travel again, these are perfect. It is so incredibly small and compact, and I feel like it would just be perfect to just throw in a makeup bag. Like, these are so good. I have no idea why more people are not talking about them. All right, number 17 is what is the most overrated makeup product you own? So I picked 2, but I don't hate them. I just think that they're overrated. So the first one is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. I ranked this very low in my foundation rankings. I just feel like it's not that great of a foundation. I feel like it looks a little bit weird on my skin. It breaks up. It looks a little bit creasy on me. I just didn't love this foundation, and so many people rave about it and say it's like the best foundation that they've ever tried, and I'm just like, yeah, not really. All right, so the next overrated product is probably one that a lot of people are going to talk about, and that is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I actually do really like this concealer. Like, do not get me wrong, I do like it, but I feel like it's overrated. This was so incredibly hyped up, and unless you love a good full coverage, slightly cakey concealer, it's probably not your number one. I do really like this though. It's probably in like my top 5 concealers because I do like a full coverage look. Not all the time, but I do like a good full coverage concealer moment. But yeah, it's so overrated. Like, there's so many good concealers out there, especially now. Like, I don't feel like this is as overrated now because so many people have found other alternatives. But yeah, this was really hyped up a few years ago, and I just didn't understand why. All right, number 18 is, what is a discontinued makeup product that you wish would come back? This is so random. I feel like I'm probably the only one that even remembers this, but a few years ago, Essence had a matte long-lasting lip gloss, and I feel like the reason that ended up getting discontinued is because it was basically, it wasn't a lip gloss actually. It was more of like a cream, like liquid lipstick. It was not sticky. It didn't dry down. It didn't look like super like cakey on your lips or anything like that, like a lot of matte liquid lipsticks do. So it had like a little bit of a matte finish, but it did transfer. But it definitely was not actually a lip gloss because it was like fairly opaque, like for a lip gloss, especially at that time, and it wasn't sticky. It was very creamy. It almost had like a moussey texture to it, so it was definitely not a lip gloss, which is why I think that it was taken off of the market. But yeah, I just feel like the concept of it being a matte long-lasting lip gloss was not correct. They just didn't really say what it actually was, and I think that's why it's not on the market anymore. But it was a really, really great formula. I really wish they would bring that back because I would definitely buy it. Now, I did, when I was like trying to look and make sure that it was actually discontinued and I wasn't just crazy, I saw that there was like a single shade on Amazon, and it was like the deepest shade. I don't feel like I would recommend picking that up because I'm like 99.9% certain that it's like completely gone and discontinued, and those are just like super old. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend if you guys are like, wow, that sounds like a fantastic lip product formula, I want to go try to find it. Please don't buy that off Amazon. That scares me. All right, number 19 is, where do you go for makeup inspiration? And I would definitely say Instagram. Like, my friends on Instagram are so stinking talented. I can't. So a lot of my looks that I do were inspired from my friends or from other people on Instagram. I also get a little bit of inspiration from TikTok. I've seen some really great, like, super crazy makeup looks on TikTok. But yeah, mostly Instagram and mostly from my friends on there because they're ridiculously talented and they always make me feel like I need to step up my game. All right, so number 20 is, what do you hope to see less of in makeup's future? So this was a hard one for me to kind of like figure out, but I feel like for the most part, I would just love it if we could see less of these like foundations and all of these complexion products with like 10 shades, and most of them being for light complexions. Like, I would love to see less of that going on because that's just crazy to me. But yeah, I don't know, this question was really hard for me. I really struggled with this question. Obviously, there's a lot of things I'd like to see less of. I would like to see brands stepping it up, basically. Like, but it's hard for me to like figure out my words with this one, which is funny because I've been talking nonstop for like forever, but for some reason that question really stressed me out. I don't know why. All right, number 21 is, what would you hope to see more of in makeup's future? And for me, I feel like it would definitely be inclusivity, especially in like ad campaigns and things like that. I would like to see more complexions actually being shown. I would like to see people of different ages because I feel like we are seeing a little bit more of, you know, multiple different skin tones being shown, but I don't see a lot of people older than like the age of 40 being shown as models, and I don't understand why that is. I've seen a little bit of it sprinkled here and there, but that's something that I would love to see more of. And I would love to see like different body types being shown, because it's always typically like the skinny model. Like, I'm a plus size girl, okay? I would love to see, you know, somebody plus size being represented. I mean, again, we see this a little bit, but I would like for it to be the norm. For it to be the norm that there are multiple different skin tones, that there are multiple different ethnicities being shown, that there are multiple different ages and multiple different sizes and different genders. Like, come on, people. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off my soapbox. All right, so that was all of the questions. This was so much fun to do. I feel like I rambled for an eternity, but that's okay because I had fun. That's all that matters. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below. Let me know what you would like to see from this channel. I would love to get your input because, you know, it's not just me up here. I want to make sure that you guys are enjoying what I'm actually putting out. Please like this video if you have not already and subscribe, and I will see you guys in a few days with another video. Bye guys.